Good evening, everyone, and welcome to another episode of our Claws and Fangs and Revolvers, our Werewolf of the Wild West Chronicle. I am the Revenant's Archon. My name is Will. I'll be your storyteller this evening. Last, we left off with our pack of Guru. We opened up on the Cuddle Puddle, and Cora letting a bear spirit sniffer to get acclimated to the new cairn. And she noticed a huge difference between the cairn that they came from and the cairn that they were currently staying at. The group woke up to see the cairn taking care of itself. The group was approached by Finds the Path when they were awake enough to kind of chat for a bit. And they found that she was pleased that Bear accepted them enough to let them stay in the cairn overnight. They also got to see a nice moment with her partner as she brought her coffee, which kind of really showed them a huge difference as far as the cares are concerned. Walks tried asking a couple of the bear spirits about the sharks on the coast, and they learned that some of the bear spirits feel about the wolves in particular, but they were told not to drink the water and not to fight the sharks as they are vicious. Artist got attacked by a group of bear spirits that tried eating her shoe and then ran off when she scared them. Because at the end of the day, there's still Guru and there's still that fear from the War of Rage that lingers. Walks and Cora saw a bit of the sadness in the Great Bear as he heard the howl of accomplishment when the hunting party let loose their victory howl for their prize. And they got to see the group get to work as a couple of boars and some venison were brought in for the morning breakfast, and really for a food for the rest of the day. They learned that there is a Stormborn that is kin to Yonag, who calls himself Lodo, over at the Mud Volcanoes, and that's who's been kind of claiming that land and pushing outward ever so often. And then they were approached by Franklin as he wanted to find out where they were going, just so that he could have bodies prepared should the need arise. And they let him know that they were going to the coastline for the rock salt, and he warned them about the Rokea patrols that have claimed the entire coastline as their own, letting them know that if they find themselves on sand, that they are in Rokea territory. But they did meet a kinfolk who gave Pepe a satchel, who was from Monterrey, Mexico, named Juan, and was hugged for his gift. And they discussed the benefits of pocket bacon and how growing up in Mexico definitely is very different. There's a lot of differences that were learned last episode, I think. But we left off with them heading off to the coast, and that's where we're going to pick up with everybody. Look at these wonderful faces. Everybody is centered right as just like I had them at the beginning. I'm so proud of all of you. There's a lot of sarcasm there if you didn't catch it. Yep, perfect. Right where you need to be. But we open up. It's been about 3 days of travel. You have pushed yourselves as far as possible. The weather here is not terrible. Like I said, it's a far cry from the winter of Colorado. It gets up to 80 during the day and then drops down to like 60 at night. This is definitely a much more welcoming climate. But you come across some dunes and you can see, not artists, but you will hear before you see the ocean. You just hear this kind of soft lull of a roar on the horizon, and as you come over one of the dunes, you will actually see the sun setting. It is a oil painting of orange and yellow and reds that bleed into the blue, purple, almost black of the ocean as the sun is barely a sliver of light on the horizon. And for Pepe and Walks, who have probably never seen the ocean, It is a river with no end. It is massive. It goes on forever. The sea air is welcoming. It smells of ocean. There is this crispness to it that you wouldn't get from a river. But I open the scene to you as you are observing the sunset. To the north, there is nothing but beach and water. To the south, you can see some tendrils of smoke. Maybe a civilization or campers.
Wow.
Oh, I've missed the ocean. Artist, can you smell it?
I can. Who's walking me?
Probably taking turns at this point.
Yeah, it's probably a rotation. Whose turn is it?
Mm-hmm. And what forms are you in?
Would be our fastest one.
Because if Artist is in her lupus
Lupus.
form, then it's definitely got a very different scent than what she remembers.
Yeah.
I don't think Artist has seen the ocean as a wolf. Seen and very loosely.
I haven't seen shit, but yeah.
I don't think they've been witness to the ocean as a wolf. I think and you can correct me if I'm assuming, but I think that all the travel you've done previously has been Hamid form, no?
Mostly.
So this might be a fresh kind of
Active.
yeah, a new way to send something old.
It doesn't smell like I remember it smelling.
How did it smell before? I just take in all that ocean breeze.
Yeah, this
You
is
smell bacon.
this is a different ocean too for Korra, but it is also very familiar.
Mm-hmm.
Wait, Pepe, did you say you smelled bacon?
No, the ocean breeze. It smells fresh. It smells.
I definitely thought you said bacon, and I was just going to refer back to all the bacon you probably still have stored in your pants.
And the satchel.
If you want bacon, I have some extras. If you want,
thank you.
I did tell you all. I did tell everybody to bring snacks along this journey.
Mm.
But this is like one giant bathtub. Just water everywhere.
There is no end in sight to the ocean. Unlike a river where you can, even the largest river that Pepe or Walks has stood in front of, there's always been another side to it. There's always been the other side of the river. This has no other side. This goes on into the infinite. And as the sun starts to set and darkness starts to unfurl itself in the sky above, you really start to see that on a cloudy day, the ocean gives way to forever. There is no real line until you see the moon come up. There's no real line of separation between the ocean and space beyond the forever that extends out past the sky.
Looking down, though, are we standing in sand?
You are. You are on a dune where the dirt and earth of the regular California earth has started to give way to the erosion of sand. So you're on a half and half piece of land.
This will probably run until she feels like the little. She's not going into the water, but like right where the waves meet.
The moist sand.
She's going to the moist sand.
I'm
I
just
was gonna say,
Yeah,
like,
once the sand starts to feel damp and like hard.
yeah.
The shoreline.
Yeah, I just wanted to know how far towards the sand you were gonna go.
just like literally an inch in water, just like toe.
Oh, okay, so you actually do want to feel the water in your toe beans?
Toe beans.
Those toe beans need to be cleaned if there's sand all in them.
I think that's a Pepe thing too.
Oh,
Pepe,
is
you need
that
to
a Pepe
clean
thing?
them off.
Epi is probably gonna follow Artis's lead and start walking towards the ocean.
Start cleaning your toe beans. Clean your toe beans.
Yep.
Epi is like, this is nothing like the books that I've read. This is so much different.
Yeah. In the distance, you'll hear a splashing noise, and you'll see some weird diamond shape just come flying out of the water far. It's a good distance away, and then it just a splash as it crashes back into the water.
Can we see what color it is?
Black is dark against the night sky, kind of claiming the evening above you. And then there's another one, and every so often you'll hear one or two just kind of like shooting out of the water and splashing back into it.
What is that?
Chiquita? Or
Are they dolphins?
No, they're rays.
Right.
Did you hear that?
Yeah.
I heard splashing.
And there's some diamond shapes coming out of the water.
They look like
Are you going
wings,
back in?
but without feathers,
Are these
Is
Rokea?
that normal?
and they flap.
Are they birds?
You can hear this
I
wet,
don't.
floppy kind of flapping noise.
I don't think it's those type of birds.
You
I don't know.
didn't need
It's not
even
a-
to add.
It's not a pelican, that's for sure.
Fly pelican.
You don't have to worry. I'm sure that whatever it is isn't going to hurt you. Especially not in this form.
And they're a good distance away. They're not posing a danger to you guys. I just
If you
make sure
say so, I mean, primera vez que I see the ocean and mar, and
We were told that there were like water dwelling things that would kill us here.
Mhm.
So it's even
Yeah.
though they're over there, we want to.
Since Pepe is in the water, I can like hear all of his movements, so I kind of like initiate that like dog play where you just like kind of squat to the ground very quickly because now I can actually hear him and be
Yeah.
chased and chase him.
correct.
I invite you to play, Pepe.
Huh?
Physically, I invite you to play physically. I can't. It's non-verbal, but I go.
Yeah. The quick duck, the arm, the legs
Yeah.
kind of shoot out to the sides. The tail is wagging.
and I just look at her, and then I keep looking back at the diamond. It's like squirrel.
You'll
and then
hear
I splash water in Artis's face.
Yeah. You'll hear a sudden thump.
Oh man, fucking die.
And being this far out from civilization, being this close to where the wild is unburdened and free, you'll actually see this great crustacean spirit break the gauntlet. And it just is this massive, like 30-foot in diameter crab that just towers over Pepe and Artis as it comes out of the water.
Wow.
And it doesn't drip water. This is a spirit. But you'll notice that there is this, not stampede, but definitely this cavalcade of crabs that are following it and coming up the beach, and it's leading them to little mating pockets. You'll see them start to bury themselves and to create these little like holes to bury their eggs and whatnot. It's quite the sight.
I smack walks with spirits with my tail.
Remember that time we were almost killed by a giant crab spirit?
That was more of a fish that got twisted, but yeah.
No,
Which bar
before that.
members.
Wow.
But
This
definitely that smack
Yeah.
gives the intonation of do your job.
Yeah. I'm like in awe of it, but I'm
Yeah,
going to it. I'm like approaching. Hello, spirit.
And one of its eye stalks just kind of turns down towards you, and you just see this heavy, and all of you will hear the heavy clack, and it is so loud and so heavy that it'll startle Artis because she hears this sudden heavy loud noise, but everybody will see the kind of force of the clack on the sand, and you'll see just it pushes it away, the water reverberates, and then it just opens its pincer, and it just kind of comes forward, and it is so massive that everybody but Artis will see the both sides of the pincer kind of envelop Walks' lupus form, and it just starts to, for everybody else, you'll hear just this bubbling noise, this kind of gurgle of wild crab noises.
It's a murloc in my head.
Correct. That's where I was going.
That is a perfect Murloc.
Yeah. But you'll
I
see
have a few talents.
its little weird crab mouth moving around and just looks at you.
Is it weird for a crab, or is it like normal for the crab?
It's
And
normal
you're
for the
just
crab.
being-
It's weird for everybody else.
Okay,
Like, I don't know if you've ever seen a crab move its mouth. It's creepy as fuck.
sure.
It's weird.
Yeah.
Uh,
I didn't see a 30-foot crab move.
Never gotten close enough to a crab for that.
it's an experience, let me tell you what. But it looks down at you, and you would expect this massive creature to have this deep rumbling voice, and the moment you hear its voice in your ears, there's an unsettling wash that comes over you, but it just has its one eye on you. The other eye is looking down at all the other crabs, kind of very defensively, very protective. You are far from your home, wolf.
Yes. Look for salt. Special salt.
And its eye stalk points out to the sea, and then it comes back to you. You have lots.
You know Rokea?
It takes a step back in its massive form, thrums, and you can all feel the beach shake, but its claw still stays around you.
Now is it like... Am I like grappled?
No. It
Or
is. It is.
just, like,
It
just
is.
surrounded?
It is surrounding your entire body, and you feel like at any moment it could just bring them together like a mousetrap and crush you.
Sure.
but it is not holding you in place. It is threatening.
Maybe in place, yeah.
Yeah.
Cora's gonna attempt to dig a little hole to help the crabs.
Okay.
Just trying to help. I don't know spirit stuff, but it looks like they're doing this to help them, so
Yeah. And you'll see some of the little crabs come over, they look at the hole, and then they look up at you, and then one of them will get into the hole and start to actually fix it for itself. But the eye stalk that is watching over them just kind of suddenly shoots over in your direction and looks at you, and then just slowly turns back to its watchful gaze again. And it points again out to the ocean. Sharks! Far!
Where far?
And
That way?
it,
That way?
for the first time since you've talked to it, it takes its massive claw and it closes it above you, and it just sweeps from horizon to horizon, point to point. And then it just slams its pincer down next to you. And slowly opens up a little bit, but it doesn't feel like it's threatening you anymore.
Can we help?
It looks down with both its eye stalks to the crabs that it's brought out from the ocean, and you see its massive form just nod.
I'll look over to Cora with the digging and be like, okay, let's be digging too.
Mm.
And woof woof to the others.
Okay.
We be digging.
So all of you are invited to
I'll do some
help it dig
crab-
holes.
Yeah.
to help the crabs.
Big
Maybe
spirit.
the crab spirit will like us.
Can someone verbally tell me to start
They did.
digging holes?
They
Woof
did.
woof.
Okay, go.
Yeah.
We'll do.
Yeah, the woof woof was the invitation to join
It
in
takes
helping.
almost no words in Lupus to convey dig a hole.
Thank you, Woof
Yeah.
Woof.
But yeah, you guys help out, and after about half an hour of digging between all of you, you found holes for all the crabs. And the large crab starts to make its way back into the ocean.
I'm gonna leave a piece of bacon in each hole that I dig.
Perfect.
Is there any way you can help us, crab spirit? Bring us back some special salt, maybe? I mean, I don't have spirit speech, but I'm trying.
I'll lean at. He don't know nothing about no special salt.
Oh.
Yeah. But
Okay.
I will, before he goes,
Hmm.
ask about another spirit.
He stops.
Do you know Pegasus spirit?
It looks up to the sky, and then you see it turn towards the vastness of the ocean. Pegasus left. Not here.
Get that a little bit higher, too. Not here.
And listen, I have testosterone. There's only so high I can go.
This is a crab.
I also have to adjust for its size, so you gotta bear with me.
Oh, the bears now too?
I thought they didn't come to the beach.
They don't. They know better.
I
Okay.
feel like bears would really like sand, though.
Some
Sand.
bears.
Maybe not our bears.
But you see it goes into the water. You can see will see that it is still there, but everybody else will just see it disappear into the Umbra. And it comes back out of the water, and there is this small piece of what looks to be coral that it drops in front of you.
I'll shift to Hamid.
Yep.
And give it, a wave and a thanks, and take the coral.
It turns back, and everybody will see the splashing as each of its legs clambers back into the ocean, but this time Walks will actually see it disappear into the Umbra.
I guess a gift?
Any gift from the spirits is to be taken as a blessing. Especially if it's a gift, I think. Cora is definitely doing the thing where she's watching the other two that are playing in the water more than diggy holes and stuff like that. It's definitely
digging so much.
Yeah, because nobody's told her to stop.
I'm
Nobody
doing both. I'm digging holes, I'm playing with the water, and leaving bits of bacon.
Yeah. And as you're looking out,
Bacon fairy.
you see Pepe giving of his pocket bacon to these creatures that don't understand his generosity and will probably not eat his bacon. But as Artis is at the line where the tide kind of has started to come in a little bit more, still kind of digging in the distance, you will see at first just kind of like the water kind of being cut by something. And as you imagine seeing another one of these rays fly out, you will instead see the telltale kind of arced triangle, and then a second, and then a third.
we should probably get out of the water.
And they're heading south.
Like that way? Or towards us?
No, south, like towards
Okay.
where the smoke tendrils are coming from.
Okay. Good. I'm just making sure.
Yeah.
Is south me?
Yeah. Am I south?
Yes, that's exactly. It's like
Yeah.
I need to know if I need to.
Yeah. Right. But Black Dynamite, I sell drugs to children. Yeah.
Be that as it may.
Yeah.
We gotta pull Artis and Pepe out of the water.
Cora is going to walk around Artis, seeing where she's digging and slightly playing, and there is the playfulest shoulder check in Lupus form from Cora there. In this, I'm being playful, but we're rolling you towards away from the water. That's kind of the idea.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, the water was already starting to come in anyway, so I don't know how deep artists wanted to stay out there. But they were definitely feeling that the water was rising.
Not super deep, but it shouldn't take super long to get out of the water either.
Okay. Yeah, you will notice that as you pull or push Pepe and Artis out of the water, the fin trailing behind the other two spins very slowly in a direction where it kind of comes towards you a little bit before going back around and finishing the circle to go back to join the other two fins.
Rokea?
Could be.
Are they close enough to determine whether or not they are sharks? Or is it just random triangle could be a dolphin, could be something else. Do we know?
They're a little bit farther away. They could be dolphin. They don't. When the rear one turned towards you, it didn't look like a thick triangle like a dolphin's does.
Okay.
It looked much sleeker.
Cora, those definitely look like sharks to me, and they're heading towards the smoke, so I think maybe we should look for some place to settle down in the opposite direction.
I might agree with that. We need to also figure out where the salt is that we're looking for before we make any attacks.
I mean, ideally, it seems like going towards the smoke would provide that information to us, but unless we want to walk into the teeth of danger, so to speak, I don't think that's a good idea.
We can
spend the night and still enjoy this water and sand over on our side over here. And then search for this salt when there's sun and daylight.
I agree, but we should probably not be on the beach for resting purposes.
But the beach is so fun right now.
It's not covered, Pepe.
It's not what?
Thank
It's
you.
not covered. We're
Thank
out
you.
in the open here.
And there's sand under us.
Oh, I can be under the sand, and I start rolling myself in the sand.
Nope. There are crabs there doing their thing. Come on. No.
No,
crabs
this
there.
is crab free. There's no crabs here. There's no crabs here. Just Pepe and sand
And bacon.
and bacon and a poquito de agua.
We need to look for a place where we're hidden.
Mhm.
We don't want anything finding us.
Fine.
Cora gets to the point where she's probably got Pepe's tail in her mouth and is doing the dragging kind of motion.
I would help
I'm
you
already seeing if
if
I
I
see
knew
anything.
how to grab him, but I'm out of the water, so
No.
You don't wash your
No.
tail.
All salty and briny.
Yeah.
And briny.
And Liz is still the last vestige of the gibbous moon. So it's the last evening of the Galliard's moon. But you notice that there's some cloud coverage coming in from the horizon. And there's the rumble of thunder. And the water starts to chop.
it feels a bit chillier.
It looks like rain clouds are coming in, Artis, so you're probably right.
Where should we go that's safe?
Somewhere with trees.
Well, lead the way.
Is there anything that we passed by?
It would take a bit of backtracking and leaving the beach entirely. But there was a bit of a forest not too far back towards the east. Small bit of a lake.
Should we head back to that forest we crossed through? It looks like there was a lake. Maybe we could get some fresh water there too.
I'm just keeping my eyes to that fire in the south.
But that's pretty far from.
There's one main tendril of smoke, but there's maybe like 3 or 4 smaller tendrils that you can make out. You don't see the glow from any fires, so you're assuming that it's a good distance away.
How long have we been going today?
As long as you'd like, I imagine that you'd be up with the sun and up and running.
Just in case we had, gone into a different.
You've been running the majority of the day, so the normal amount of tired hasn't really hit you yet. You could probably push yourselves for another hour or 2 before you start to feel that kind of weariness from travel. I'm also assuming that you're not spending the entire day just running, pacing yourselves, especially with artists being blind, having to switch off chaperones.
I'm just picturing us trying to be on the sides where there are trees or obstacles to just kind of...
It's like a bumper.
Someday.
Love it.
Yeah, you go back and you'll see that there is this quiet kind of glade. The lake is maybe 60, 70 feet in diameter. It's not massive. It's fresh water. Probably fed by a underground spring of some kind. Very minimal fauna. Small fish. But there's plenty of flora. Plenty of attachments to the wild here. And the gauntlet even feels thin.
This is a good place.
Are you sure?
No.
Because this water is very small compared to what we just saw.
But it's sweet.
And small.
And you can drink this water.
No Rokea.
No sand.
I was drinking the other water too.
You weren't supposed to. The bears told us not to.
I drank a little bit. I can't help it. Some got in my mouth with artist splashing and all that, and some sand too.
Don't blame me.
Got some sand, some water.
There's no sand here. You can clean your toe beans.
You just threw the blind one under the carriage.
Yep.
And we're in this together.
Cora is just kind of sitting there near the water.
Yep.
Thinking. I have an idea.
Mm-hmm.
It's a weird idea.
Mm-hmm.
We have been trying to take a lot on very much physically. Maybe there might be a better way by seeing the other side.
Which other
By-
side?
What other
by
side?
going through the Umbra. Instead of trying to go directly into the water. Because I feel like that's going to be dangerous, and I think also going into the Umbra might be dangerous, but I'm trying to think of options.
No, it can't be too dangerous. We have walks with us.
This is a calm place. I can try. Take a look.
Wax is a warrior when it comes to the Umbra. Right, Wax?
Sure.
I have all the confidence in the world in our Theurge. But there are things that even he can't control. I'm just trying to make sure all of us make it out with our limbs intact.
I guess it's worth a try.
Let me take a quick look now.
I'm not gonna make you roll. The gauntlet is really thin here. Excuse me. You blink a couple times as you get adjusted to looking into your umbral sight. And as you peek across, you will see that there are spirits drinking from the watering hole. Long since past. But there are all manner of herbivores. There's a few boars, there's a few buffalo, you can see a bison. There's this calmness that you don't know if it's either because of how calm it is in the material plane or how calm it is in the Umbra that they have superseded each other. It's like a positive feedback loop. There's a
There's no storm
symbiosis here, and there is no storm.
I'll just step back. Step. Be back. It's very calm here. No storm. We can try tomorrow at the beach. Closer.
Another thought is we could be extra sneaky, even though that's not my expertise. But I know Pepe is pretty sneaky.
They might smell him with the pocket bacon.
You're gonna have to eat all the pocket bacon,
Gonna have to
probably.
eat all the pocket bacon.
But then they'll really smell.
Dig into your reserves of pocket bacon.
I can leave the bacon here.
Ooh,
And
you could
bury
take
it.
it as a distraction. Ooh. Throw it the pocket bacon.
Well, what? Throw
How
all
disrespectful.
this food? I'll think about it though.
As a distraction, I was just thinking if one of these very scary looking sharks is coming near you, you could throw the pocket bacon.
The satchel that he was given is about 75% the size of a typical like messenger bag nowadays. It is half full with bacon still. Like, even over these 3 days, like he still has bacon.
Pepe's a survivor. He knows he rations out.
Correct.
Rations out.
These are both good
We'll think
ideas.
about the bacon. We'll see about the bacon. But I have no problem sneaking around. I can disappear and reappear like a mago.
Liana, do you have any special talents or anything in particular that might be helpful in this situation? Or
Being sneaky is not one of my traits.
oh, what
It is
are
not.
some of your traits then?
I can put on a show for them.
Distraction. No more bacon needed. We have Liana.
I I can make music. I don't think that's a very
Music?
helpful skill in this situation.
You can play music?
I can, yes. I grew up playing the piano, actually. Something none of you know about me.
Oh. I mean,
Again, not helpful in this situation.
but I'm happy to learn
Yeah,
about our new compatriot.
yeah. Music it was always a big part of my life.
Interesting.
I'm also very smart, but I don't think intelligence is going to help us here either.
Well, it might help us come up with a strategy. You never know.
I'm working on it.
Do you want
Excellent.
me to try to be sneaky?
Oh, hummingbird. I know you can.
Mm-hmm.
You are very sneaky. You are very, very stealthy.
I know. Just send me in the right direction. I'll be very stealthy.
And when the time comes, we will definitely utilize it. And she does give that playful little paw on the forehead. Because she's been hanging out in lupus form this whole time.
Nope. But yeah, you guys spend the night in this little oasis, and you'll wake up to the sound of water lapping as you will hear some of the still living creatures of the area daring themselves, kind of keeping themselves at the opposite side of wherever you are, and they are very vigilant of any movement. And even as the first of you kind of stir and come to, there is this sudden stop to the lapping, and these creatures, these kind of very much prey animals, will startle and kind of take that low position where they're ready to book the moment any wind of danger even gives a hint of coming up. And there is this audience of eyes that are watching all of you as you come to. And there is just a very soft and very calculated kind of lowering of heads. And you'll notice that not everybody goes back to drinking at the same time. Like, there is this natural order of, hey, I'm gonna drink, you watch. When it's your turn to drink, I'll watch, kind of feeling to the oasis suddenly.
But they can smell the bacon, so they know that we're not hungry.
Can they smell the bacon?
So,
Mm.
should we try
Are
for
you
the
asking me
umber?
if they can or?
No. No, I was just
I was
making a joke.
like,
But um there is this moment where as all of you start coming to, you'll see them start to back away. The more of you that start to kind of find your footing and start to stand up, and it's not anything that you've done or anything that you are giving off. It is just the natural order of things. They know that they are what you eat, and they do not want to be ate this day. And the moment that the third or fourth of you starts to stand up, they fucking book. Everybody starts to scatter.
It's like when you walk into like a cabbage field.
Mm-hmm.
Rabbits?
You know, for the vegans.
Hmm.
I was thinking like cockroaches to the light, but yeah, rabbits. Okay.
I was thinking like when you go to sit at a lunch table and nobody likes you, so they all get up and leave.
See, I was thinking that
I
in
know.
my
I
head the
went straight
cabbages
to the
just
dark side.
disappearing.
What is the point of tabletop role playing if you can't visit past traumas?
You know, good question.
Hi, that was therapy for the first 25 years of my life,
Yo,
at least.
free therapy.
I
But
am Fox, and roleplay games are my therapy.
yeah, the watering hole is left to your discretion. But everybody kind of takes off the moment that all of you are coming to and finding your footing. And although that is a bit depressive to see in action, the calmness of the watering hole still lingers.
So, what should we try first?
I think if we go through the Umbra, we can at least get back to the much faster. This seems like a safe, calm place to go, and so did the beach.
I think in order to go through the Umbra, we need to come up with an actual plan and be prepared for this. I don't think it's an easy feat.
We need more information. Maybe we should try the sneaky approach. See if we can figure out exactly where we need to go.
Have you been through the Umbra before?
Couple of times.
Was it easy? Was it difficult? It's not something that I personally have experience with.
Walks could go into more detail, I believe, but it really depends on where you are. Gaia's presence, how much turmoil is in the spirits.
The further east, the more corruption, the more the Weaver. The storm is great, and the Umbra is dangerous. Here, spirits wander. Gauntlet is light. And the Umbra
So
is
you
calm.
think it would be a safer journey?
A safe trip.
It's like taking a drink out of a bag cactus.
You
But-
drink cactuses?
Yep. It's like takes you to another place from cactuses. And my trips, my journeys.
There's
This is
definitely
not quite like that.
now a look on Cora's face as she looks at Pepe, and it's almost this, have you ever actually been through the Umbra? I know you were being very stubborn to even shift through the forms that Luna gave you before.
I used to do the Umbra a lot before I met you, all of you.
You would do the Umbra a lot?
Yeah. Look, the Umbra, it's a good place, sometimes bad. Are we gonna go back to the ocean?
Can I roll a bullshit check of some variety on Pepe?
I don't think that you need to roll. I think that there's a very
Even over the bacon, you can smell the bullshit.
Yeah. Yeah, I think even with just Artis's "you do the Umbra" comment, like I think there's enough there to formulate. I don't think Pepe has been into the Umbra at all.
Well, the moon bridge goes through the Umbra.
Yeah, that might have been Pepe's
It's
first time in the Umbra.
That might have been the only time he's been
Okay.
in.
Yeah.
It's a very specific safe passage. But
Yeah. So he's been in the Umbra.
Yeah.
Sure, his statement is factual.
I've done the Umbra
He's
But
done
I've
it
not
done
all
it.
the time.
all the time, every time.
every time, every day, bro. He goes into the Umbra for a little bit, pees, and comes
Yeah.
out.
Yep. What I do.
Marks his
There's
Umbral
just-
territory.
Cora's just shaking her head the entire time.
Mhm.
And there is a subtle whisper of Malakas.
Yeah.
The ocean. I'm sure it will be different during the
closer
day than
first.
at night.
Maybe find out what the fires were.
You go back to the coast, and you will see that there are these spears that have been dug down around in the perimeter where you remember digging the holes for the crabs. And there are broken, empty husks of crabs that litter the spot.
No way.
Pulling one of the spears out of the ground will reveal that it has a very similar coral carved tip to it, like the one that the crab gave Walks. But it's been fashioned almost like obsidian. Meticulous, careful.
Rokea?
Makes sense to me. Which means what we saw last night. That was them.
Do we really have enough information to just assume that it's Rokea?
Not entirely, but
Did,
I've never seen spears done like this before.
did they eat all these little crabs?
Do Rokea eat crabs?
They'll eat whatever the fuck they want. They're apex predators.
They will
Are-
eat us.
They will eat you.
Are the crabs actually look like they've been eaten, or were they just killed and left?
No,
kind of in that
it
kind-
looks like they were bitten into and drained from the inside out.
It's like an open seafood buffet. That's what happened.
Bitten into and drained? Ooh.
I would like to keep this spear and teach myself how to use it.
Sure.
Shit. I'm gonna be next to Liana from now on.
Some of the husks of the crabs look like they have indentations like thumbs were used to break them in half. But the finger, instead of having fingertips indentations, there's very clear holes like claws were dug into the top shell.
Ooh.
These crabs were painfully killed.
But not with teeth.
Some are.
That it looks.
Some look like they were bitten clean in half.
It's not as menacing as when you say you can bite a man clear.
Right. Yeah. But there is any that are bitten were not bitten mercifully. Like the head is not the part that's bitten out. It is the rear section that was bitten away.
So, whatever did this really hates crabs? Or they saw us here and this is kind of like a warning?
Also, food.
That is an option I didn't think of. They just don't care.
Maybe it's both?
Has anyone said anything out loud, or are we just having a conversation?
We're having this conversation around the crabbies, the sad crabs.
But do I know
This is all out loud.
Yeah, this
but-
has all been.
Yeah. Except for this right here that we were just saying.
Yeah.
That part was,
Yeah.
Out of
No.
game conversation.
That is
and
above
this.
table. And this.
Yeah.
And this. And
But I meant, like, did you describe what they look like, or was it just like?
yes.
It's
Okay.
like they've been
Oh,
bitten
that
near
is a good question.
Yeah, because you would just be like, "Oh no, these things," and I'd be like, "Yes, these things."
Yes, I do
Yes.
them crabs.
Pigs.
Let's say that all of the information Chewie told us about what they look like were relayed to you.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. I've explained it the best way.
I am shocked and appalled.
All that hard work of digging holes to protect these crabs and
Yep.
and told you we should have stayed here on the beach on our side.
And died just like these crabs?
Who says we were gonna die? We are a pack and we stick together, and we could have
We are
done
not
it.
food.
We have done other things before together, worse things, and managed to still come out of it alive. And it was just the four of us. Now we have 5, cinco, a whole hand.
A full pack.
That is encouraging. This
But-
may not be everyone's favorite choice, but now that it's light, I'm thinking we should probably head in the direction we saw the sharks go yesterday. If there's anyone we could possibly talk to, it would be there.
We should probably head towards where we saw the smoke and everything. Yes, I agree. At least we need to figure things out. We need the information.
So south.
What?
So
South?
south.
South.
Did I say it weird?
I couldn't understand you.
It
Yeah.
came out.
Yeah.
Out.
Oh!
Well,
Yes.
Artist says, "Oh," but it means south.
Yeah.
So
Perfect.
My favorite part of the whole situation is that Artist is probably looking like northeast and she's like south.
so
And I was like,
somebody spin me, and then I go. Like,
Yeah.
yep.
Yep,
Anytime the artist
gentle.
mentions a direction, I always imagine her looking the complete opposite direction.
You'll have to tell us one day when artist actually gets it correct.
Oh my god.
Yes.
I'll do a secret roll every time.
Okay.
Broken clock twice a day. Come on.
100%.
Yeah.
I'm okay with that. I'm
I
here
mean,
for
if
that.
she always looks in the wrong direction, then we can always tell where we're supposed to go.
listen, that is my talent.
You know where not to go because wherever artist is looking, that's not where you need to be.
But there are an infinite possibilities of wrong directions and only one right direction.
Well, that's why I said it's always in the exact
do that.
opposite.
Yeah.
Just the
It's
complete
always she
opposite.
leads with her butt, you know.
Yeah.
All right.
I mean, there's a 1 in 5 chance because I'm imagining like a 20-degree cone of correctness.
Whichever way the tail wags.
That's a good point. Yeah.
You got some special powers there, artist.
Yeah. It's a reverse compass.
Always be wrong. That's a talent.
Yep. And Cora gently. Yep. You're very talented. Very talented.
This way. But yeah, you head south and
I want to take a quick look sideways
sure.
into the ocean.
Into the ocean or to the Umbra?
Into the Umbran Ocean. Umbra.
Okay, so you're looking at the ocean through the Umbra.
There we go.
Again, out here, the gauntlet is thin. Humanity hasn't really reached out this far. And although you can see the strands of the Weaver's influence on the spears it's different. It's not a spider. It looks more crab-like. It has this feel like it is a twist of Gaia's triad. There's this strangeness to it. All of the uh, all of the representations of the strands and the crabs have this very strange that it is evident, but they're feminine energy. It's very matronly, very motherly, kind of Venus of Willendorf kind of sensation. There's this aura of fertility and growth that comes from it that you're not used to from a weaver spirit.
But these aren't just like saltwater spiders.
No.
Oh, okay.
But you'll notice that the ocean through the Umbra is storm-racked. It is violent. It is crashing, ebbing and flowing, dangerously uncoordinated. There's chaos to it. It is pure and unmitigated loss of control. There is nothing that gives you a rhyme or reason for why it's doing it. Sometimes it'll come crashing down, pushing, threatening to come up and envelop you, and then there's moments where just the shoreline itself looks like it's a mile away. The water just kind of laps back and forth at a distance.
At one of the times that it gets particularly close, I think I'll step back into to reality.
Right. You blink hard as it comes crashing towards you, and you are back in the material plane where you see the ocean calm. It's a little choppy from the lingering storm that's been off the coast, but otherwise there's nothing major. Maybe a foot and a half high waves that come rolling in, kind of lollygagging. There's nothing pressing about it, nothing dangerous.
The ocean is very dangerous in the ocean. I don't think that is the way to go.
I just
to
thought to
find-
ask.
I'd never seen before. It's it doesn't look possible. I wonder if Rokea do. Maybe they know ways.
They might. All right, I guess to the south we go.
You start traveling south, and about an hour later you come across another big dune, and you'll see this long set of stilt houses. They're built onto the beach, but out into the water itself. And from the dune, you can see that there are these three alcoves, these kind of coves that have been forged, circular, almost perfect circles, honestly. But each of them has what looks to be this statue. And the way it glistens in the rising sun, it almost, all three of them look like they're made entirely of rock salt.
That's what we need, right?
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Cool.
I'm basically telling Artis that we found it, but to keep calm.
Is
Don't
there
get excited.
anything else that we could possibly see around us?
Around you, there's only the sand. The sand here looks like it's been built up, kind of in a very bad position for the village itself. Like there's a bunch of dunes, so archers could easily peck off people as they come in. There are terrible avenues for them to protect themselves from any land-based assault. But as you're surveying the situation, you'll also see that a couple of the people on the edge of town closest to you have gathered and are pointing in your direction, and you'll hear what sounds like a strange horn, and one of the shapes is holding up what looks like a massive conch shell, and there is this sound that reverberates through the village itself. But you see them taking up defensive positions.
Are we still in lupus form?
I'm assuming so.
Okay. Just checking.
We haven't changed out of them. So
Just making sure I didn't, like, woo, and miss it.
Nope. After a moment, you'll see some movement, and what looks to be about 6 or 7 coral-clad people will come forward. There's 4 males, 2 females that have this coral look to the protective gear that they have on them, and then there's one that just has netting, like a woven kind of net that comes down their chest, and a what's it called? A little flap for modesty, but otherwise nude. And they all have the same kind of spear that Liana has claimed for herself.
nobody tell Artis that there are nude people in front of her.
She has a bit of a problem with that.
Yep.
Well, she'll just keep a permanent blush for the entire time. Like even though she can't fucking see them.
Perfect.
Pepe does exactly that.
Does what?
Tells him,
Yeah, I can just imagine. Oh, look at those nude guys coming up this way.
I was gonna
"We
say,
have
like,
no-"
if you don't know that they're nude, you can't tell us not to tell you.
Yeah.
It's true sword.
Right.
I tell artists we have naked people wearing rocks on
You
them.
just say it out loud. Like right to their face. We have naked
I feel like
people.
that they would.
Mm-hmm.
We're in wolf form. They can't understand wolf.
That you know of.
Mm-hmm.
I think maybe we should be Hamid.
Mm,
Do you think it's smart to just change right in front of them?
I think
Too late for
maybe
that, Don.
offer the spear back.
Like drop the spear in their feet at their feet.
Which is, I had thought that we were in Hamid because of the picking up the spear.
yeah.
Yeah. Dogs have a mouth. They can hold the spear in their mouth.
Yeah. Ah.
And we're pretty big wolves, you know,
Yeah.
like average size.
Yeah, you're larger than average. They get to about 100 feet away, and the near naked man holds up his arm, and they all stop. and you see them take up warrior positions. They are definitely defensive in nature, but you can see that not a single one of them is smelling of fear. There's
They're
almost
naked and
a
not
sense of
afraid.
adrenaline.
To artists. They're naked and not afraid.
Mhm. The lead male with the net and the modesty flap steps forward. Wolf, not welcome here.
We were hoping to be able to speak. Maybe we could come to some agreement.
It points its
We
spear
can all
at you.
understand.
No,
Oh,
you can understand it because he's speaking English.
oh,
And as Cora barks and yips at him, he holds up his spear at her. Wolf, go, or wolf, die.
So there's a good chance he didn't understand me at all. Fine, I'm going to shift to Homid.
The people behind him start to whisper among themselves, and you see him close his fist and bring it up, and there's this quiet that immediately comes over them, and they go back to training their spears on you.
I was hoping maybe we could speak, maybe trade, perhaps.
Where is lead male?
Lead male. I
Woman-
lead this pack.
Woman is only for birthing.
Oh yeah, we're gonna go for get ready to fight naked people.
What?
Hey, for the first time in forever, we got a Philodox, so maybe maybe we have options other than violence.
Just kind of hearing this, there's already a little bit of heckles. Like even at home, you're starting to see a little bit of a bristle.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah.
There is no male lead here. I'm here.
Disgusting.
I'm trying my best here to be friendly and hospitable and gracious. This is your place. I am stepping into your space.
Unwelcome.
But I was hoping maybe we could talk. Maybe we could come to an agreement because you have something we need, and maybe there is something we could do for you.
There is only death here for you.
Tim, why?
I don't want to, but if I have to, Senorita Cora, I will trade my bacon.
hold on. I feel like since I'm the Galliard, I should be able to talk our way out of this, but I'm the worst with it. But I also have like 4 charisma.
You can try it.
All right, I'm gonna try. I'm gonna shift into Hamid form.
Okay.
Did Pepe say the thing about the bacon out loud though? Because for all we know, they go, "Oh, bacon!"
Oh,
Oh,
Yeah, but
why
I'm not.
didn't you say
I
so
haven't.
before?
Why did you?
I haven't shifted.
Way to
though,
bury
so I
the
only told-
lead.
A man with bacon? Now that I can understand.
Mhm.
if I have 4 charisma,
Of course, they would only trust a man to keep control of the bacon.
I'm trying to figure out what else would help me.
Mhm.
I have a performance. Can I use a rage point too, or no?
To do what? What do you want to do?
I want to.
that you're calling on their inner anger.
Well, I want to be like suave and like calm down. I'm a fragile woman. Please help our pack because our lady bits like vagina. Like I don't know. I'm gonna use it against them. If strong woman didn't work, weak woman work.
Unbalanced vagina.
You could try. It would be a charisma and subterfuge roll.
Okay.
It is
Where
going
the
to
hell
be
is subterfuge?
at the bottom of talents. You have two.
Oh, heard.
It's a six die pool for you.
Okay, good.
It's going to be difficulty 8.
Okay. 8.
Yeah.
Get fucked. All right. Well.
They expect you to be a damsel in distress because you're a woman.
Well, I'm gonna be a very charming damsel.
You are. You are indeed. I have faith in you.
And that pulled 6, right?
Huh? You
Dice
6
pool.
dice. Yep, 6 dice.
Well, I don't have that. So I'm just re-rolling. 2 successes, but one of them's a 10.
Okay.
So like the whole energy is we need you, Daddy.
One of the guys looks in your direction, and then he turns to the guy next to him and nudges with his head. The almost naked guy looks up, and you don't see him, but you do hear him spit, and he just looks. Another weak woman in your group, Wolf.
Tried.
There is seeing artists do this. I think everyone else could see the look on her face that goes full scale gender traitor on artists for a moment. It's just there, and just that absolute disgust.
I had to try something.
You did.
Well, the thing is, artist doesn't even know she's getting this look from Cora, but
She knows.
Oh, I can feel Cora's glares.
Yep.
Cora's glares are not just visual.
Hey,
So-
she does the Umbra.
There's a very much like a
Yeah.
this, and then when it didn't work, it's kind of like a. Okay.
She does the Umbra all the time when you're not watching.
I think,
Just like Pepe.
Wait, you were doing the sprinkler?
Hey, Cora, I'm serious. Ask them why.
why?
Ask them why they feel this way.
Why do you feel like only men can talk to you?
Men are dominant. It is the place. Such was the gift from Kuhn.
There's this distinct look as she starts looking at Pepe and walks with a bit of a. If one of you don't stand up, I'm about to go in and try and cut a bitch. I'm
shift.
taking his. I'm gonna.
I shift. Oye, señor. Who's naked. And I look at artist. And I look back at him.
I need you to not
You are-
remind me of that right now, please.
You are wrong. Our leader, our alpha, and I graciously look at Cora. Senora Cora is as much of a warrior than you are. And you should show some type of respect.
The wolf has fallen far if women are leading.
No. We have not fallen anywhere, obviously, because we are right here in front of you. And we are all fully clothed as well over here, and not half naked like you are.
Correct.
And
Holding on to that.
as I said, she's as much of a warrior than you. To the fact that she might even be respectful enough not to challenge you and embarrass you in front of your people on a one-on-one.
Embarrassed. I am Brightwater. I am warrior.
I piss in bright water.
Liana changes into Hamid form.
I accept your challenge, man. We will fight.
No, you will not fight me, you will fight her. Because she is our leader, unless you're too scared.
You have
fight
claimed
her.
dominion over my water. You have insulted me. You will face me.
I think that there must be a way that we can talk through this. Our friend over here was talking about how strong our alpha is, and we fully support her being our champion and our warrior. We are here for peace with you. We are not here to hurt you or your village.
You
We
could
are
not
just
hurt us or our village.
Obviously, el señor, el cabrón aquí, is scared of our alpha. That's why he wants to challenge me instead, when clearly he does not want to fight her, our alpha. Yeah, what are you, scared?
An entire pack of women has come to our door. How unfortunate this day has been for us.
And you still won't fight. So who's
He
the
leans,
coward
he
now?
looks back and he says something. And one of the other guys pulls out the conch and blows it.
We came here to make trade. I have bacon.
We will trade. We will trade your lives so that Kuhn is appeased. And that the wolf never darkens our door again. And you see two more
You say
shapes.
again as if you have experience with us. If you explain to us what it was that was so bad in the past, we can maybe fix it.
And you see two more shapes coming from the village. And they all kind of step back. You will know our pain. And all of them kind of set themselves up in a crescent shape.
Well, going back to... No, actually, can I... Which form is most beneficial? Krenos. I'm going to Krenos form automatically. I don't give a fuck.
Okay. As Artis shifts into her war form, and there is this massive shape of a half man, half wolf amongst you, this is what we're going to call it for tonight. So, I'd like to thank you guys, as always, for being a part of our story. I'd like to thank the audience for joining us on this adventure. And as always, I want to give you guys a chance to plug whatever you're into. So let's go in ascending order of auspice, and we'll start with Pepe. What are you up to? Where can people find you on the internet if you want to be found?
Here, Tuesdays. Werewolf. L5R. That's it.
Perfect. Walks, where can people find you, and what are you up to if you want to be found?
Take my time to talk about your new the old gods.
I'll get that.
Okay.
Fox, where can people find you if you want to be found, and what are you up to?
You can find me on Instagram. I'm actually sharing this time. At Fox_MANDAG. That's Manda G.
Okay.
Just make sure you DM me so I know who you are.
Perfect.
And you can find me here every other Tuesday, being a wolf.
Being a
Not a
wolf,
fox.
fighting sexist sharks. Ray, what are you up to, and where can people find you on the internet if you want to be found?
I'm here, just like Ike said. we're here. At Ray of Moonlight on Instagram.
REI instead of RAY.
Correct. Because the other one is just, it's not right. It's just not right.
It's just not right. It's just not
Not
right.
correct.
And of course, as always, our alpha. And I gotta give you credit for not jumping at the first sign of sexism. Nikki, where can they find you on the internet if you want to be found, and what are you up to?
Hey everyone, I am Nikki, also known as Ravinia some places, but that's been changed. We're going by the Goth Furycorn now, as in a unicorn of anger, not furious corn. So, but on the Bird app, you can find me under at the Squishy Bear. You can also find me at the Goth Furycorn on pretty much all the other social media thingies. I am leaving a job that was draining my mental willpower and everything like that. So hopefully once that transition happens, things are going to be much better and you're going to probably be seeing me in different places.
Oh,
Some old things coming
that's ominous.
to light.
Okay. All right. All right. As always, you can catch us here on the channel Mondays for Vampire the Masquerade. It is a 2-part story following a Camarilla group and a alternating with an Anarch group. Tuesdays are for Werewolf the Wild West, like you saw tonight, and Legend of the Five Rings. And Thursdays are for our 7th Sea campaign and our just started Old Gods of Appalachia. This Thursday, we'll be introducing John Alden, the explorer of the group. We got to see Elizabeth, Lizzie, our protector for the first episode, and these little one-on-one session zeros have been a lot of fun. If you want to catch me as a player, you can catch me over at McStabber Studios, which I highly recommend you go check out. They do a lot of fantastic gaming stuff over there. On Wednesdays, I get to play a La Sombra in the Dark Ages of Vampire 20th edition hybrid of 20th and 5th. Just a regular run-of-the-mill protector of the people, the lovable scamp kind of character. I've done nothing wrong, and luckily the Geneva Convention hasn't been created yet. But we're taking a small break for that, so you're going to catch me in a Changeling the Dreaming game, where I get to play what I assume is going to be a lovable grump of a troll. And then on Fridays in January, you'll get to see me in an Old Gods of Appalachia game that Shanky McStabber himself is going to run. And so I'm excited to unleash my inner preacher voice as I play a Servant of the Green, for those of you that have followed the podcast. And speaking of podcast, if you are a Patreon supporter, thank you so much for that. It means the world to me. But I've just dropped a Patreon exclusive narrative podcast in the vein of Old Gods of Appalachia and similar. I've already started to secure several voice actors to help tell the story as it starts to unfold, but the first episode has dropped, and it's a bit of a teaser and a bit of a hook in the water to kind of see who wants to go along and find out what is happening to Tommy and why is New Year's Eve 1986 such a pivotal point for him. But as always, thank you guys for coming out. We take mental health on the channel very seriously, so if you need help, and just know that it is okay to not be okay. But if you need help, there are phone numbers going up in our Twitch chat. They'll be in the description box if you're watching on YouTube, because there are people out there who want to help you and who are skilled, and there are numbers so that you have the resources so you can reach out if you feel like you need to, because mental health is general health, and when one goes, the other follows, and we need to take care of ourselves. If you're not in the United States, or you don't particularly have a fun time with phone calls, there's a link going up as well. That'll be in the description box. It is findahelpline.com, and that'll help you find the resources if you're outside the United States, or if you want to find resources that don't require you to talk to somebody on the phone or needlessly text back and forth. Just know that people are out there who want to help you, and there are resources at your disposal if you feel like you need help. Just taking that first step is always a scary thing, but as always, I want you to know that you're in a safe space. Take care of yourselves, take care of each other, and we'll see you when we see you, guys. Have a good night. Bye.